well by the willow still stands behind the house, where the summer birds were singing and the world was soft and quiet. There were buckets by the garden, there was sunlight on the stone, there were voices in the distance calling every child back home. Time may dry the pathway and the leaves may drift away, but love still draws the water from the wells of yesterday. The old well by the willow still brings the old days near, like a song across the meadow, like a voice I long to hear. The old well by the willow still shines through memory, and every golden moment there comes flowing back to me. Mama washed the morning dishes, Daddy worked beneath the sun, Grandma hummed a Sunday hymn when the evening chores were done. There were peaches on the table, there was laughter after rain, and I never knew those simple days would be hard to find again. Now the house is only memory, and the fields have changed their name, but when the old songs find me, I can hear that well again. The old well by the willow still brings the old days near, like a song across the meadow, like a voice I long to hear. The old well by the willow still shines through memory, and every golden moment there comes flowing back to me. Ooh, let the waters flow. Ooh, where the old winds blow. My old home back to me. If I could stand there one more time beneath that willow tree, I would thank the Lord for every hand that carried love to me. For home is not a place we lose when the years begin to roam. It lives inside the old songs and keeps calling our hearts home. The old well by the willow still brings the old days near, like a song across the meadow, like a voice I long to hear. The old well by the willow still shines through memory, and every golden moment there comes flowing back to me. The old well by the willow still reminds me I am blessed by the simple kind of loving that gave my weary heart its rest. Ooh, let the waters flow. Ooh, where the old winds blow. So when the evening settles and the old songs softly glow, I'll meet my heart beside the willow, where the gentle waters flow.
Behind Shiloh house, where the red clay runs and the white sheets dance in the morning sun, there's a cedar line between two old trees where mercy moved in the laundry breeze. Esther Clay rose before daylight broke with river soap and a calico coat. She heated water on a cast iron stove and sang low hymns while the rooster crowed. She washed for widows, washed for farms, for children with dust on their Sunday arms, for railroad hands and the church choir rose, for anyone carrying more than clothes. Folks said Esther had a quiet gift. She could take what looked too warm to lift, and with patient hands and the washed up foam, make something tired feel almost home. She'd say, child, stains don't scare the Lord. He has seen worse and loved us more. What the world throws out beside the road, grace can wash and gently fold. There was grace on the wash line behind Shiloh house, where the weary laid burdens they couldn't speak about. White sheets waving like a prayer in the breeze, telling every broken heart he can still be clean. When shame hung heavy, when hope felt self, God kept mercy on the wash line behind Shiloh house. One Friday came with a muddy sky, rain in the ditch and smoke up high. A young woman named Bonnie stood by the gate with a torn blue coat and a face full of weight. She spent 3 nights near the county jail, had no good story anyone could tell. The town knew rumors before they knew her name, and every whisper felt like flame. She asked for work with her eyes turned down, said, I know I ain't welcome in this town. But Esther opened the back screen door and set clean towels on the kitchen floor. No questions cut like a sharpened blade, no sermon pressed on the mess she made. Just coffee poured in a chipped white cup and a gentle voice saying, don't give up. Esther said, you are not your darkest mile. You are not too far to be called child. The Savior knows what sorrow cost, and He still goes looking for the lost. There was grace on the wash line behind Shiloh house, where the weary laid burdens they couldn't speak about. White sheets waving like a prayer in the breeze, telling every broken heart you can still be clean. When shame just kept hanging mercy in the wind. One afternoon by the river bend, a little girl came with a note to send. Her mama's sick and her daddy gone, winter coming hard before too long. Bonnie packed blankets from the cedar chest, added bread and a second-hand dress, then walked that road through the falling rain, carrying kindness past her own old shame. Sometimes the Lord takes wounded hands and teaches them to heal. Sometimes the ones who needed grace show others grace is real. Washed up full of river light, a cedar line stretched true, a woman given one more chance and learning what love can do. No stain too deep, no past too loud, no soul too lost beneath the cloud. When mercy moves through ordinary things, even old clothes can look like wings. By spring the yard was blooming wide, with lavender along the eastern side, and Bonnie laughed like a creek set free, hanging linens by the apple tree. The town changed slow, but it changed in time. One cup of mercy, one washed out line. Women came with baskets and prayers, leaving sorrow in the open air. Esther grew tired when the summer passed, her hands moved slower with every task. But Bonnie stayed by the washed up mirror, singing the hymn she used to hear. One soft dawn when the fields turned gold, Esther smiled as the priest turned cold, said, keep this line where the ones cast out, there's always room behind Shiloh house. There was grace on the wash line behind Shiloh house, where the weary laid burdens they couldn't speak about. White sheets waving like a prayer in the breeze, telling every broken heart you can still be clean. Now Bonnie keeps the water warm in the porch lamp, burning through every storm, for every traveler turned around, for every soul that shame has bound. I was tired of walking circles round the same old broken place. Every step felt like a memory I was trying to erase. There were nights I talked to shadows, there were mornings I felt gone, but somewhere in the quiet you were singing me back home. I didn't know the steps to take, but you knew how to lead. Waltz me back to grace, dear Lord, through the tears I could not hide. Hold me close when I am weak, keep me near your side. Waltz me through the valley low till my heart can finally see. Every turn I thought was lost was you leading me. I have danced with doubt and sorrow held regret like an old friend, but your mercy kept on moving where my strength came to an end. Now I'm learning there is beauty in the scars I used to fear, for the hands that never left me are the hands that brought me here. I don't have to know the way when you are leading me. Waltz me back to grace, dear Lord, through the tears I could not hide. Hold me close when I am weak, keep me near your side. Waltz me through the valley low till my heart can finally see. Every turn I thought was lost was you leading me. Step by step and breath by breath, you restore what pain has left. Round and round, but not alone. You have turned my heart toward home. Waltz me back to grace, dear Lord, through the tears I could not hide. Hold me close when I am weak, keep me near your side. Waltz me through the valley low till my heart can finally see. Every turn I thought was lost was you leading me. Every turn I thought was lost was you leading me.
The old kitchen window still shines inside my mind, where the morning poured like honey through the curtains warm with time. There was coffee on the counter, there was sunlight on the floor, there was Mama humming softly while the rain tapped at the door. Time may change the wallpaper and the rooms we used to know, but love still fills that window with a warm and golden glow. The old kitchen window still brings the old days near, like a song beside the morning, like a voice I long to hear. The old kitchen window still opens in my soul, and every gentle memory makes my broken pieces whole. Daddy read the Sunday paper with his glasses sliding low. Grandma stirred the pot of supper, singing hymns from long ago. And there were children chasing laughter through the hallway after rain, and I never knew those simple days would be hard to find again. Now the house is standing quiet and the years have moved away, but when the old songs find me, I am home again today. The old kitchen window still brings the old days near, like a song beside the morning, like a voice I long to hear. The old kitchen window still opens in my soul, and every gentle memory makes my broken pieces whole. Ooh, the sunlight stays, ooh, through the golden days. Ooh, every melody brings my family back to me. If I could stand there one more time before the day began, I would thank the Lord for every voice and every loving hand. For home is in the small things that we hardly notice then, and every song around the table calling us back again. The old kitchen window still brings the old days near, like a song beside the morning, like a voice I long to hear. The old kitchen window still opens in my soul, and every gentle memory makes my broken pieces whole. The old kitchen window still reminds me I am blessed by the ordinary moments that gave my heart its rest. Through the sunlight stays, ooh, through the golden days. Ooh, every melody brings my family back. When the morning finds me and the old songs softly glow, I look back through that window to the home I used to know.
A acoustic guitar opens with a slow mountain country. Piggy manters with a lonely sunrise melody. Mandolin answers softly between the lines. Upright bass fades in warm and steady. Light drums build gently before vocal. Up past the ridge where the red clay wins, there's a little white chapel at Broken Pine, with a bell that rings when the cold wind blows, calling every lost heart home. Evelyn Carter kept the chapel keys in a coffee can beside her sewing machine. She swept the floor every Friday night and polished the cross in the window light. Her daddy built those cedar pews with working hands and Sunday shoes. Said this old place may not look grand, but heaven can still touch simple land. Years came rolling fast, covered every fence and pasture grass. Power lines fell by the county road, and the whole town shivered in the cold. Evelyn lit the chapel stove with shaking hands and a heart of hope. Then rang that bell through the frozen air, like a woman calling heaven down in prayer. Neighbors came with blankets and bread, lanterns swinging where the snow turned red. No one spoke of who was right or wrong. They just held each other and sang along. At the chapel at Broken Pine, grace still echoed through the timberline, where the weary kneeled and the wounded cried, and mercy met them side by side. When the road was rough and hope ran dry, there was still a light at the chapel at Broken Pine. By morning, smoke rose over the hill. The storm moved east and the valley stood still. But something changed in that little room, like spring had entered in the heart of gloom. Old friends forgave what time had stored. Two brothers spoke for the first time in years. A widow smiled through fallen tears and said the Lord was waiting here. Sometimes revival don't come with flame. Sometimes it whispers through the pain. Sometimes a chapel nearly lost to time becomes the place where grace still shines. Every board has heard a prayer, every window held despair, every nail and every stone knows the sound of coming home. And when the world feels cold and wide, when faith is hard to keep inside, the Savior stands where lanterns glow, near humble hearts and winter snow. At the chapel at Broken Pine, grace still echoed through the timberline, where the weary kneeled and the wounded cried, and mercy met them side by side. When the road was rough and hope ran dry, there was still a light at the chapel at Broken Pine. At the chapel at Broken Pine, broken hearts learn how to shine, not by strength, not by pride, but by the love of Christ alive. And the bell still rings when the cold winds rise, calling every lost heart home, to the chapel at Broken Pine. Past the ridge, past the rain, grace still calls every name. There's still a light at the chapel at Broken Pine. the good you give to me. For the little things you give, every day I get to live. Every smile, every sound, in your love I'm always found. For the small and simple ways you fill up my every day, I will thank you, I will say, you are good in every way. Your quiet grace. For the little things you give, every day I get to live. Every smile, every sound, in your love I'm always found. For the small and simple ways you fill up my every day, I will thank you, I will say, you are good in every way. Not in what I think I need, but in every breath I breathe. For the little things you give, every day I get to live. Every smile, every sound, in your love I'm always found. For the small and simple ways you fill up my every day, I will thank you, you are good in every way. You are good in every way.
The old garden gate still leans beside the roses, where the summer wind would carry all the songs that heaven knows. There were footsteps in the morning, there was laughter after rain. There were hands that held the flowers like they held us through the pain. Time may change the garden and the weeds may hide the way, but love still blooms so gently where the old songs start to play. The old garden gate still opens in my heart to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carry then. Mama watered all the lilies, Daddy fixed the broken rail, Grandma hummed a Sunday hymn while the clouds began to sail. There were letters on the table, there was coffee by the chair, and I never knew that heaven could be found in moments there. Now the house is standing quiet and the path is overgrown, but every flower in my memory still reminds me I am home. The old garden gate still opens in my heart to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carried then. Ooh, let the flowers grow. Ooh, where the warm winds blow. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. If I could walk that garden one more evening in the light, I would thank the Lord for simple days that made my spirit bright. For love is like a flower that the seasons cannot end. It grows inside the old songs and brings us home again. The old garden gate still opens in my heart to the golden days of kindness that the years could not pull apart. The old garden gate still leads me back again to the voices, to the prayers, to the love we carried then. Ooh, let the flowers grow. Ooh, where the warm winds blow. Ooh, every melody brings my old home back to me. So when the evening settles and the old songs softly wait, I'll meet my heart in memory at the old garden gate.
This is not the road I planned. This is hard to understand. Every step feels unsure. Nothing feels the same as before. There are days I feel the weight of the trials I must face. Still I know within my soul you are here, you're in control. Still I give you praise today, even when I lose my way. Through the storm song inside of me that will rise in victory. Still I give you praise today, even when I lose my way. Through the storm, through the night, you are still my guiding light. Still I lift my voice and sing for the hope that you still bring. In the pain, I choose to say, Lord, I give you praise today. Still I give you praise. On Harvest Road, where the dust hangs low, past the soybean fields and the old silo, there's a feed store bell with a weathered ring and a hymn book worn from everything. At a pearl opened at 5:30, with flour on her hands and faith in her eyes. Stacked sweet corn sacks by the window frame and swept the floor while she whispered his name. Her daddy built that store from pine back when the railroad still crossed county line. But years had bent the roof and beams like life bends down our brightest dreams. On the counter by the coffee tin, where farmers came to talk and grin, there lay a hymn book cracked and gray, open wide to come what may. Ada said some folks need seed, some need a rope or wire, some coming carrying silence like a house that lost its fire. And when words were hard and hearts were sore, she let that old hymn book say a little more. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, just grace by an open door. Every page had a tear stain, every song had carried war, but Jesus met the broken through the hymn book in the feed store. When the world felt heavy and hope was hard to hold, mercy started singing where the cracked pine floorboards roll. One Tuesday came with the bitter sky, rain in the ditch and smoke up high. A widow named Mary from the river bend walked in alone without a friend. She bought no seed, she bought no grain, just stood there shaking from grief and brain. Her wedding ring loose on her trembling hand, like she was losing more than land. Ada poured coffee in a chip blue cup, didn't ask why, didn't hurry her up, then turned that hymn book soft and slow to a song her mama used to know. Mary's lips moved before she knew, like spring coming back through winter blue. And by the second verse she cried, but something lost came alive inside. Ada never called it a miracle loud, never drew a circle, never gathered a crowd, but Mary left with with her shoulders raised and a little more light in her rainy days. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, just graced by an open door. Every page had a tear stain, every song had carried war, but Jesus met the broken through the hymn book in the feed store. When the world felt heavy and hope was hard to hold, mercy started singing where the cracked pine floorboards rolled. By summer heat, the whole town knew that old worn book had a work to do. Truckers stopped between county runs, mothers came in with their restless sons, a farmer who lost his field to fire, a teacher worn down and growing tired, a girl with dreams too big for home, a man ashamed to walk alone. They'd leave their names on paper scraps, tucked between the songs and maps. Ada prayed them one by one at closing time when the day was done. And one night when the wind blew hard, lightning struck near the cattle yard. The feed store roof caught a line of flame and folks came running through smoke and rain. Sometimes the things that hold our prayers are not the things that last. Sometimes God lets the wood burn down, but saves the love we passed. A page may tear, a roof may fall, but mercy has a way of rising through it all. A song once sung in a broken room can bloom like fields after late spring gloom. There was healing in the feed store, on a dust road plain and poor, not in silver, not in thunder, just graced by an open door. Every page had a tear stain, every song had carried war, but Jesus met the broken through the hymn book in the feed store. Now the walls are built from new pine and the bell rings like before, but the same old song is waiting by the counter near the door. When the world feels heavy and hope is hard to hold, mercy still starts singing where the faithful stories roll. There is healing in the feed store where the wounded come once more. Jesus keeps on calling through the hymn book in the feed store. On Harvest Road where the dust hangs low, morning breaks where the soybeans grow. Ada turns the page again for every stranger, every friend. There was healing, there was mercy in the hymn book in the feed store. There's a quilt on Martha's chair by the window facing east, stitched with tears and Sunday prayers and the quiet work of peace. Martha Clare lived on a hilltop farm with a rusty gate and a weathered barn. She made quilts for every child in town, with scraps of love she gathered round. Her hands were bent from years gone quilt on Martha's chair. Caroline came in crying one winter night. Her husband's words had cut too deep, and shame had stolen all her sleep. Martha warmed the kettle slow, let the wood stove cast its golden glow, then placed a quilt around her knees and said, "Dear child, breathe and believe. No wound is hidden from his sight, no lonely room is out of light. The Savior sits with those who mourn and gathers hearts that have been torn." There was a quilt on Martha's chair, holding every whispered prayer, every patch, every seam, every almost forgotten dream. When the night grew cold and life felt unfair, God wrapped His mercy gently in the quilt on Martha's chair. The years rolled on and Martha slowed. Her garden weeds began to grow, but folks still came from miles around to hear her faith and sit right down. One spring morning after rain, the church bell rang a softer name. Martha left this world in peace, with that quilt folded at her feet. They found a note beneath the thread. With every careful line she said, "Give this quilt to whoever needs a little warmth and room to breathe." Some sermons rise from pulpits tall, some are sown in a humble hall. Some gospel songs are never heard, but lived in every tender word. Every thread, every tear, every hand that draws us near can show the love that will not fail when human strength grows thin and frail. Oh. There was a quilt on Martha's chair, holding every whispered prayer, every patch, every seam, every almost forgotten dream. When the night grew cold and life felt unfair, God wrapped His mercy gently in the quilt on Martha's chair. There was a quilt on Martha's chair, now passed from heart to heart with care, for every soul who feels alone, for every traveler far from home. And the God who mends what sorrow tried to tear still wraps the broken gently in the quilt on Martha's chair. By the window, past the rain, love was stitched in Jesus' name. God wrapped His mercy gently in the quilt on Martha's chair. see beyond the rain, but your voice would call me back through the sorrow and the pain. Hold on to the light, don't let go, even when the wind starts to blow. Through the dark, you're leading me to the place I'm meant to be. Hold on to the truth in your word. Every promise I have heard, I will trust, I will believe you are all I'll ever need. Now I stand with open hands, not afraid of what may come. Every step is in your plan, and your will is being done. Hold on to the light, don't let go, even when the wind starts to blow. Through the dark, you're leading me to the place I'm meant to be. Hold on to the truth in your word. Every promise I have heard, I will trust, I will believe you are all I'll ever need. When I'm weak, you make me strong. You've been with me all along, through the fire, through the storm. In your love I am reborn. Hold on to the light, don't let go, even when the wind starts to blow. Through the dark, you're leading me to the place I'm meant to be. Hold on to the truth in your word. Every promise I have heard, I will trust, I will believe you are all I'll ever need.
Banjo rolls softly underneath, fiddle enters with a lonely dawn melody. A bright bass comes in warm and slow. Light drums build gently before vocal. Before the sun touched the water tower, before the fields turned gold, a train whistle cried through the valley like a prayer from long ago. Nora Jean worked the diner by the tracks, pouring black coffee while the world rolled past. She knew every farmer, drifter, and child, every tired face that stayed a while. Her daddy drove freight for 30 years through mountain fog and midnight fears. He'd say, child, when the rails look long, let the Lord keep your heart in song. But time laid silence on his chair, left his old cap hanging there. And every morning before daybreak came, Nora whispered Jesus' name. When the train whistle cried at dawn, it sounded like mercy moving on through the valley past the pain, calling hope by another name. When the night was heavy and the road felt long, she heard heaven singing in the train whistle at dawn. One rainy Tuesday near the county line, a young girl walked in with frightened eyes, a baby wrapped in a faded blue shawl, and no one waiting for her at all. Nora set a plate beside her hand, said, you don't have to explain where you've been. The girl just cried and shook her head, I don't know how to go home again. Nora pulled her daddy's Bible down from a shelf where the old hymnal's brown. Said, grace don't ask how far you've gone, it only asks you to come back home. When the train whistle cried at dawn, it sounded like mercy moving on through the valley past the plain, calling hope by another name. When the night was heavy and the road felt long, she heard heaven singing in the train whistle at dawn. Weeks turned warm and the girl stayed near, washing dishes through her quiet tears. The baby laughed by the window light while trains rolled west through the faded night. One morning with the sky still gray, a letter came from 2 towns away. Her mama wrote, child, come home to me, there's still a place beneath the family tree. Nora watched her pack that old cloth bag, tucked a biscuit in a paper sack, then prayed beside the station sign, Lord, keep her heart close to thine. Some tracks lead out, some tracks lead in, some carry sorrow, some carry grace again. Some prayers ride still through fog and rain, till love arrives at the end of pain. And even when the morning hides behind the clouds we cannot climb, the Father sees a road ahead and sends his light where fear has spread. When the train whistle cried at dawn, it sounded like mercy moving on through the valley past the pain, calling hope by another name. When the night was heavy and the road felt long, she heard heaven singing in the train whistle at dawn. When the train whistle cried at dawn, broken hearts kept traveling on, past regret, past goodbye, toward the grace that never dies, and the God who guides every soul withdrawn still calls his children home through the train whistle at dawn. Past the fields, past the rain, mercy rolls like a southbound train. She heard heaven singing in the train whistle at dawn.
There's a voice that gently says, I am with you always. Through the trials and the pain, through the loss and through the gain, there's a truth that will remain. He is with me always. He is always
The summer fair on Maple Street had lights above the square, with music from the old bandstand floating through the evening air. You were standing by the carousel with ribbons in your hair, and I knew my heart had found a home the moment I saw you there. We were young and full of dreaming, with no worry in our eyes, and every little golden light looked like heaven in disguise. Take me back to Maple Street, where the old songs used to play, where the summer fair was shining and love found us that day. Take me back to Maple Street, where the golden memories stay. Every time the music rises, I go back to yesterday. There were children chasing fireflies, there were pies upon the stand, there were church bells in the distance, and your hand inside my hand. We were laughing by the Ferris wheel as the stars began to show, and the whole town felt like music in the summer evening glow. Now the fairgrounds may be empty and the lights may fade from view, but every song from long ago still leads me back to you. Take me back to Maple Street, where the old songs used to play, where the summer fair was shining and love found us that day. Take me back to Maple Street, where the golden memories stay. Every time the music rises, I go back to yesterday. Ooh, Maple Street, ooh, where our hearts would meet. Ooh, every melody brings your love back home to me. If time would light those lanterns one more evening in the square, I would hold your hand more gently and thank God I found you there. For love is not a season that disappears with rain. It lives inside the old songs and brings the fair back again. Take me back to Maple Street, where the old songs used to play, where the summer fair was shining and love found us that day. Take me back to Maple Street, where the golden memories stay. Every time the music rises, I go back to yesterday. Take me back to Maple Street, where our simple dreams were true, where every light and every song still brings me back to you. Ooh, Maple Street, ooh, where our hearts would meet. Ooh, every melody brings your love back home to me. So when the summer evening turns the sky to amber light, I'll meet you at the fair again on Maple Street tonight. first met still runs beneath the trees, where the summer sun was falling through the soft and golden leaves. You were walking with a ribbon in your hair of chestnut brown, and I forgot the whole wide world when you turned and looked around. We were young and full of wonder, with no map and no regret, and every dream began that day on the road where we first met. Take me to the road where we first met, where the old song softly played, where every smile became a promise that the years could not take away. Take me to the road where we first met, where the golden memories stay. If I close my eyes and hear the music, I can find you there today. There were wildflowers by the fences, there were clouds above the hill, there were church bells in the distance, and my heart remembers still. You said life was made of moments that we learned to hold with care, and I knew that I would love you before I ever said a prayer. Now the years have crossed the valley, and the road has changed its view, but every turn inside my memory still leads me back to you. Take me to the road where we first met, where the old song softly played, where every smile became a promise that the years could not take away. Take me to the road where we first met, where the golden memories stay. If I close my eyes and hear the music, I can find you there today. Ooh, that road still shines this heart of mine. Ooh, every melody brings your love back home to me. Time would give one morning from the days when love was new, I would walk that road more slowly just to spend more time with you. For love is not a memory that disappears with rain. It lives inside the old songs and brings us back again. Take me to the road where we first met, where the old song softly played, where every smile became a promise that the years could not take away. Take me to the road where we first met, where the golden memories stay. If I close my eyes and hear the music, I can find you there today. Take me to the road where we first met, where our simple hearts were true, turns to gold, and the old songs softly roam. I'll meet you on that quiet road where love first led